Hello, and welcome to the addition and multiplication principles. My name's Tuesday Johnson. Here's an introduction to concept with applications. The addition principle tells us that we're going to add some things. That's why we call it the addition principle. So when choosing among our disjoint alternatives, let's slow down here. Disjoint, meaning they don't have anything in common. Alternatives, options, right? Suppose that option 1, alternative 1, has n1 possible outcomes. Alternative 2 has n2 possible outcomes, and so on, so that alternative R has n sub r possible outcomes. Then there are a total of n1 plus n2 plus and so on to nr. So we'll add up the total number of possible outcomes for each stage to get the possible outcomes for choosing among these alternatives. That sounded very mathy. Let's look at an example. Leo's Mexican food restaurant has 5 salads, 3 taco plates, 5 enchilada plates, and 6 burger and sandwich options for lunch. How many options do you have if you're only going to order 1 plate? Obviously, you're going to have chips and salsa, but 1 plate for an entree. Well, all we have to do is add up the different menu options, 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6, to get 19 options for lunch. If you do stop by Leo's on Remcon Circle in El Paso, though, they have a much more varied menu than that. I just kept it small for calculations. The multiplication principle, I know this is oddly enough, we're going to end up multiplying here when making a sequence of choices. So there are steps to them, right? I choose the kind of bread, and then I choose the kind of meat, and then I choose the kind of cheese, and then, right, there's all these choices a step along the way. Nobody's going to put lettuce on the sandwich until at least you have the bread, hopefully. Unless you're not using bread, lettuce wrap, that's a different story. Let me start with tomatoes then. When making a sequence of choices with R steps, suppose that step 1 has n1 possible outcomes, step 2 has n2 possible outcomes, and step R all the way to step R has n sub r possible outcomes. Then there are a total of n1 times n2 times and so on through multiplication by nr possible outcomes. What? All right. So a pop-up restaurant rents the UTEP Dinner Theater for 1 night only. UTEP Dinner Theater, here's the entrance. Great seating, great options. I'm just saying, if you're in El Paso, it's definitely worth the time and the money. The 5-course meal, and this is not how they feed people, but I needed an example. The 5-course meal at this pop-up restaurant consists of 3 options for appetizer, 2 choices of salad, 2 choices of soups, 5 choices of entrees, and 3 dessert offerings. How many different meals can be made? Okay, so appetizer, there are 3 choices. And then, right, the next course. So 3. And for each one of those 3 appetizers, you could have 2 different salads. And so this really just kind of keeps growing. We will multiply 3 appetizers, 2 salads, 2 soups, 5 entrees, and 3 desserts to make a total of 180 different 5-course meals. And that's why they don't serve foods like this. You're given a menu, and that's about it. I think your choice is the beverage. So check the menu before you check the show. The actors are all fantastic. Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch the concept video for decision algorithms next, where you'll see how we use the addition and multiplication principles together.